It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
This is great. This is from Tony. Tony said, is there ever, all caps, a place for whole life insurance?
Wow, that's a...
Okay, let me ask you this question. In your career, Brian, have you ever recommended a permanent life insurance policy?
I have recommended a permanent life insurance. It was not a whole life, but it was definitely a permanent where it was guaranteed to pay.
Let's assume he meant permanent. Let's take out whole life. Let's assume he meant permanent.
Because there's different variations. Whole life is like the most expensive one. It's just got a stated, interest rate built into it. But it's now realize but even my situation that I say I did recommend, and the life insurance agent I think truthfully would have wanted to kiss me on the lips after I referred this client to him, is he had I have to count how many, it's eight figures of real estate. And then when I asked how much liquidity he had to cover for estate taxes, because realize back then estate taxes were over $1 million. And I think it was 55% estate tax. He's like, I have no liquidity. I have this. He had holdings. He had a nice big net worth. He had a company. He had good income, but he could not cover the estate taxes. I did recommend we bought a $5 million permanent policy that was going to pay no matter what.
No matter what. Yep.
And that was very valuable for him. And the premium was $70,000 a year. So I'm sure that insurance agent made close to $70,000 that year off of that. Like I said, we're fee only, so we don't make any of that money. I'm sure that insurance agent wanted, like I said, to give me a big hug. It was a good year for him just off of my, insurance commission. But it was the right thing. But now it's $11 million a person, over $11 million a person for estate. So a couple can have $22 million of net worth before they have to pay estate taxes. You don't need to buy insurance for that anymore.
So I think the answer is, there is a place for it. Generally, it's if for an estate planning situation you have a known liquidity need, you have privately held real estate, privately held businesses, they're worth more than $22 million, or there's something unique in your life that's court mandated.
Well, and here's another thing that I thought here's a good case study of something. You could, if you're a person, I have death issues. I'm very healthy. But my father passed away early. My grandfather passed away early. So even though the doctors keep telling me I'm great, your blood work looks good, I still have fear about it. But so a person like me could go buy a term policy with just buying from a provider that allows it to be converted to permanent insurance with no additional underwriting. That is a great planning opportunity because you're basically not paying for the extra coverage. But then if you got sick or you got diagnosed with something, you could immediately go convert your term policy into permanent insurance. Now, look, your insurance premium is because it's going to be based on your age. So it's going to be expensive. It's going to be quite a few $1,000s. But if you know that you're probably walking a step where you're going to pass away early, it would be worth it. Yeah. So that's an option that we could have mentioned on the show. It was a planning opportunity.
And the one that I was just going to say is if something's court mandated, we've seen a lot of times in divorces where it's required that one spouse maintain life insurance, that it might be better to just go out buy a permanent policy so that as you age, it doesn't get
the policy doesn't blow up with somebody that you don't get along with.
That's right.